Dragons and Sharks. This is a game I could sit and rack my brain about for a while, but the major news is Mbai comes in for McCulloch, and we do get Jackson Board. Jackson Board. Ching! Hang on,
what?
Hang on a second.
Just got to find the sound effects. There we are.
And Jack Gozowski comes back onto the bench.
Wrong, but anyway.
Very good.
Iqbal, who comes in for Molitano, who's missing out. Talakai comes in as well. Braden Trindle added to the extended bench. Not quite sure here, but Ollie, you can lead us away, Mr. Oracle.
I think this is going to be a really good game, not only because where the two sides are currently at, but the past couple of years, no matter where they've sort of been on the ladder, it's always been a close game. Of course, the local derby, I don't know how much that feeds into that really, but we just seem to get a good game between these two sides. I'm actually going to go the Dragons here in a bit of an upset, and the main reason I'm tipping the upset is Ben Hunt. Both sides have got a dynamic back line, and I'm really excited to look at that battle. Both sides have got sort of an up and down forward pack, but where it comes down to for me is the halves. Matt Moylan is very up and down, as Barney would know more than any of us. Nicho Hines, I think, is still... He kicked the match winner, whatever. He was decent against Parramatta, but I think he's still finding his feet a bit. I'm putting it all on the experienced halfback, who I think, we were talking about it on Monday, is rivaling DCA, I think, for a Queensland jumper, and possibly... I'm not saying he plays for Australia, but maybe a spot in the squad later this year. I'm pinning this all on Ben Hunt, so I'm going to say Dragons 1-12. Ben Hunt, man of the match with a game-controlling masterclass. But I'm going to say first try scorer Sione Katoa because I think it's going to be a very back-and-forth game. He'll just be the difference maker.
I'm going to agree with you. After sitting and pondering and staring into the bottom of my glass in front of me, my fantastic Footy and Frothies Stein, which you can purchase from Rugby League merch. I've gone Dragons 1-12. I'm going to go Michaeli Ravalawa first try scorer because I do love me some Ravalawa. And for the same logic, I think it's going to be an even game, and I think Ben Hunt's game control is in the top 3 or 4 in the comp. Maybe after watching Brisbane, maybe in the top 3, to be honest with you. And I think he will be the difference in a close game. Barn?
Yeah, I can't disagree with you too much. I'm a Sharks supporter, so I'm going to go with the Sharks. I don't understand how Andrew Fafita gets a spot in front of Royce Hunt on the bench, but we'll see if that actually plays out that way come game day. There's X factor in quite a few different positions. Both teams have got a fullback that could cause havoc. They've got centres and wingers that are very good finishers, and they have their flick passes and the different things that are going on there. Ben Hunt probably does add an edge in the halfback position, but I think Nicho just seems to be warming to the task, and hopefully if he can hold his own there, I think the Sharks may just have an edge through the middle. I think you got guys like McGuinness and Finucane, which I've been spruiking since the pre-season. I think they will make the Sharks' middle that little bit harder to get through than some of the Dragons defenders in that middle, and I think the Sharks might just get a roll on, which could lead to a few more points. They're not going to win by much if they do win, but I've got Sharks 1-12. I think Kennedy will be man of the match and first try scorer.
Something we haven't done a great deal since our first year, but key matchups. Is Ramian and Lomax head-to-head this week, Pam?
Absolutely.
How does that sit with you?
Oh, well, realistically, Lomax has probably got an edge in attack. Just the way he can set up his outside, his attackers on the outside and the inside of him. He seems to have a better ball-playing game than Ramian, but I think Ramian's slightly a stronger ball runner. So, and in defence, they both do have a couple of issues to work with. So, I think that'll probably be one of the biggest matchups of the entire game, to be honest, and it could well decide the game in this one. I just think the Sharks have that, as I said, a little bit more size in the middle, and probably their defence is that fraction stronger. The halves matchup will be terrific. Ben Hunt up against Nicho. He's in charge of the side now, Nicho Hines, and he's up against probably close to one of the best halfbacks in the game. So if he's ever going to show where he's at this point in the comp, it's going to be this weekend.
Hunt would have to be, and obviously because Cleary's been out and Jerry Evans hasn't been that good, and we've only had one game from the former Australian halfback in the competition. You know, I would love, because they usually for a World Cup squad pick 3 spine players in each position. He genuinely could be that third
Easily.
jersey taker for
Because he could
Australia.
also play 9.
Of course. Oh,
And
actually, I hadn't thought of that.
And easily, because you couldn't pick Damien Cook in a.
He'll
pick
get. I,
fit.
I think he'll be.
They'll pick him
picked.
'cause
he'll
he-
get picked.
Because
He'll
Mal
get
actually
picked,
doesn't watch
but-
football; he just turns up and coaches.
Well,
the team.
that might also help Ben Hunt being picked because he was picked in the last squad and usually in the
But
Queensland
honestly,
squad. But
Harry Grant
yeah,
walks
but-
into the team, and then
And you
whereas
got a-
Ben Hunt can play both.
You got a similar matchup in the centres on the other side, actually, but you flip it around. You got Moses Sully, who's obviously a much stronger ball runner than Tracy, but Tracy's a ball player who can set up his outside and inside men. So
well, Tracy
the edges
really.
are going
Where's
to be
Tracy's
really
defence
interesting in this
league,
one. Yeah, it's definitely suspect,
Yeah.
but so is Moses Sully realistically.
Yeah.
I feel like
So-
as well, and I'm not saying he should play there. I definitely don't think he should. But Tracy's still primarily a 5'8", right? That's his primary.
Well, that's where he's
position.
going to go
It's
to the
sorta
Warriors
just-
and play, I would imagine, when he... sorry, that's
Metcalf,
Metcalf.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Tracy's
Yeah.
in very much the same mould. They're a ball runner and a ball player. They're not so much someone
Metcalf-
that defends in the centres.
Metcalf might end up there sooner rather than later if they can find somewhere to offload. Obviously, Nicarima's out of. Anyway, let's get to this game and
you've
talk
got
about it.
Tyrell Sloan and Kennedy as well. That's going to be a big matchup in this game as well.